I think it's important to note, in this market, optimism is in the ascendancy. I think that the main thing that changes from week to week or month to month or even year to year is the level of optimism versus pessimism. You have to invest carefully. Maybe this isn't the time for sheer aggression, rather an upgrading of defensiveness. We should know where we stand, and I believe that where we stand has a lot to do with what's coming up. But so where are we today? I think the most important thing to bear in mind, if you're interested in managing your portfolio with short-term or intermediate-term considerations, you can ignore this stuff if you say, I'm only interested in 20 years. Mm-hmm. But if you care about the short to intermediate term, short is 1 year or two, intermediate is, let's say, up to 3 or 5. I think it's important to note that in this market, optimism is in the ascendancy. I think that the main thing that changes from week to week or month to month or even year to year is the level of optimism versus pessimism. When optimism is riding high, prices are probably high relative to intrinsic value. Prospective returns are modest. Uncertainty, risk is relatively high, and that means we should behave in a more cautious manner. When pessimism rules, prices are probably very low relative to intrinsic value, so that means we should turn highly aggressive. That's the main dimension on which I think about managing money in the short to medium term. Is it optimism or pessimism? Should we be aggressive or defensive? And I think that, optimism, after a very rough 2022, optimism took over in the fourth quarter. And as a consequence, for the last 39 months, the markets have been on a tear. The period 23-4-5 is, for the S&P 500, is, I think, the 7th best 3-year period out of the last 100. 7th out of 100. And that tells us what's going on. It has implications for what's coming next. So I think that investors should bear in mind that today's market is dominated by optimism, that the world is unpredictable as usual, or maybe more so. Mm-hmm. And some of the rapid growth that we saw in the last half of the 20th century, because of recovery from World War II, technological and managerial advances, globalization, etc., some of those growth factors are probably going to be less in the years ahead. So if you sum up prevalent optimism, unpredictability, and maybe moderate growth, I think you would say you have to invest carefully, and maybe this isn't the time for sheer aggression, rather for an upgrading of defensiveness. One essential trade-off in investing is between offense and defense. Mm-hmm. And the other one is between return maximization and enhancing predictability. And usually the things you do to maximize return, you sacrifice on predictability. The things you do to maximize reliable outcomes, you have to give on maximization of outcomes. Mm-hmm. That's a trade-off. It's important to note that just because we don't know what the future holds doesn't mean we shouldn't take action. But I think we should emphasize events where the returns are more predictable, and maybe de-emphasize maximization of return. And that's what investment selection is all about. And everybody wants high returns predictably. It's just that they're elusive, and you generally have to decide which of those factors to emphasize. And the value investor, which is what I think Brookfield and Oaktree really are, emphasizes investments where the predictability comes from a superior understanding of what the future holds, and specialization in a few areas, non-reliance on, shall we say, speculative technologies and intellectual property and things like that. I think that those are the important elements in investment selection today.